Hello, ladies and gentlemen of District 31 in Anchorage, Alaska. My name is Dan DiNardo. I'm a member of the Alaskan Republican, or not, excuse me, Alaskan Republican Party, God forbid, the Alaskan Independence Party. And I'm standing for election to the House of Representatives. And what I intend to do is bring a fresh approach based upon the study of history, the practical operations through history of the financial system and the so-called political corporate party system, and also to bring an extensive background and knowledge of the common law and the various foreign bodies of law called the Roman civil law, also known as admiralty, the international law merchant, and Soviet British equity, used to be called British equity, but now Soviet British equity, and to show the distinction between these things and the diabolical relationships that are incorporated within the structure of what I term criminal globalism. Most of these concepts were all developed under Lenin. Lenin took them from the Marxist, Leninist dialectic. There's nothing new to them. Their origin is in Babylon. They've been at work industriously and competitively and in a satanic manner since that point in time to take over the world, to destroy all Republican form of government, and absolutely their first adversary is the law of nature and nature's God. And in our country, we like to refer to that as the common law. But it is the law of nature and nature's God. These are immutable principles that can't be changed by any man. The law of nature will always be the victor in the long term, and none of these diabolical people, these Luciferian attorneys and bankers and politicians, that's all communistic. That's why Marx wrote Das Kapital. What you see today is a rendition in the final stages of capitalism, which is state-sponsored global terrorism and criminalism. Capitalism isn't a part of the Republic. It has nothing to do with those principles. The common law abhorred capitalism because, let me show you something. Capitalism is based upon one thing, and that is the Masonic order that you see depicted here in the form of the pyramid. That's the Masonic order of what is called the Imperium. The Imperium of Zionist Communist National Socialism. Imperium, if you decide to take time to look it up in the Oxford English Dictionary, means the government within the government that's never spoken of. It's like many years ago, Amnesty International said, probably about 2 decades ago, what if the government was overthrown and nobody told you about it? And that's exactly what happened. In 1963, as its final move in stages, they murdered President Kennedy because he was going to do something very important. Let me show you this one of the most important financial document ever designed by man and put into circulation. That's the United States note that has the red seal. Designed by Jefferson, put into circulation by Lincoln, paid off the entire national debt after the Civil War. What happens with this? This is created at law based upon the productivity and the natural growth of population. The law of nature and nature's trinity. They're the ones that actually created this. It's specifically mentioned in Holy Writ, which I call the Alpha and the Omega of the law. You call it the Bible. This is where this concept came from. There is no national debt. You don't have to worry about budgets, costs, any manipulation by foreign powers. The political party system is overthrown. Man as an individual takes control of the government, of the people, by the people, and for the people. President Kennedy knew this. He started printing these during his time in office through the advice of Robert Kennedy, a very astute and a very accomplished a lawyer, not an attorney, but a man of the law, priesthood of the law. And that's why they had to sacrifice him also. These people are murderers. They're murdering your sons and daughters with their phony wars in all these overseas lands to weaken this great country, which they have basically destroyed. That's why Alaska is going to become independent, as is specifically stated repeatedly in the book of Revelation in Holy Writ. The great land of the great eagle is the final and third republic, and within 2 years you're going to see that through a constitutional convention called by the state legislature. The legislators will not conduct that convention, but that convention will be conducted like in 1789 by the people elected at large. This is not a corporate, international corporate state corporation like it is now that's going to hold that convention. It's going to be by the people, of the people, and for the people under the common law of Alaska. So the attorneys are going to be run out of office once and for all. They're going to be disbanded, their corporate charter revoked, and they are going to be subjected to common law banishment, and that is, we put them on airplanes and we ship them back to those institutions that spawned them. They will not be allowed ever to enter Alaska again. If they do voluntarily, it's under penalty of death by hanging. There is no executive clemency, and there is no commutation of sentences. And they know what banishment means. They're at least that astute that they can go to Black's Law Dictionary and look it up for themselves. Because these people are, as the God-man said 2,000 years ago, their father is the devil, the originator of all lies. He called them hypocrites. He says, woe to you attorneys, you Sadducees, Pharisees, hypocrites, and scribes. He's condemned them to eternal damnation, and how you as Alaskans can tolerate them running your so-called system of justice. They don't serve you. They serve their father Lucifer, and they need to be eradicated once and for all. I'm going to stop this talk right now. At this point, I showed you the U.S. note, and I'm going to come right back to you in a separate presentation on the fraud and deceit behind the subprime crisis that's cost you your home, that's created so much anxiety, and it has destroyed the common law that you have an inalienable right to. Thank you very much.